Bit of a renaissance week for Justin Thomas over at the Zozo Championship, finishing T2. I mean, I had to look it up. He's only 31 years old, but it feels like obviously a bit of a decline the past couple of years. Can you ever see him getting back to that form between 2016 and 20? Still only 31.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty young, and really, I mean, in a lot of cases, professional golfers really don't hit their prime until their 30s. I'd say this about Justin Thomas. Zozo Championship is one of those tournaments where guys go over and it's like almost like a last kick at the can of a year, so to speak. He's shutting it down, pretty much until January now, I believe. So this was a sort of a last acid test on any of the stuff that he's working on, any of the things that he might be changing in his golf swing, and in this particular case, maybe underplayed a little bit, but Justin Thomas actually went back to a Scotty Cameron putter that his X5 that he had won a number of championships with, but he shelved it. As tour players so often do with some of their equipment, he decided to shelve it and put it aside for a while and try something different for a different look, for a different feel. In the end, he came back to it this week and he putted masterfully. Like he actually, I believe, he might have been right there with Nico Echeverria on the very top of the putting statistics in Japan over the weekend. So I'll also say this, and this goes back a little ways, of course, but it goes back to Hamilton and to St. George's, and I remember walking around with Justin Thomas's dad, Mike, and had a nice conversation with him on the eighth hole out there, and we just chatted a little bit about Justin and what he'd been undertaking with his golf swing at that particular time, and he said to me something that I still remember, and making a point for you in this conversation is he thought and felt that his son's golf swing had actually matured to a different level, and that it was actually getting better, and that the only thing that was going to that he needed to keep working on obviously was short game, right, and everything from the scoring and that kind of thing. So I see Justin Thomas making a renaissance, as you point out. I also think that he's about to become a new father, and that changes you. You and I are both dads, right? And we know how that actually changed us. And in this case, when it becomes when a professional athlete enters that stage of their lives, they're playing for somebody else. They're playing for something almost bigger than themselves, or even their wives as a couple. Now it's somebody else in there. So I think the whole framework of Justin Thomas getting back to a little bit of what he had these last few weeks, over as opposed to the last couple of years, becoming a father, I think you're going to see a different Justin Thomas, and one in 2025 that you may want to make a couple bets on, just because I think there's going to be some reason to, for sure.